Anita Lewis.
Okay, we have Swanton Hall funds, $5,099.41. Parks and Recreation, $1,036.16. Fire Department, $7,858.46. And Edenville Township, $62,071.34. $41,162 of that was to pay the insurance to Burnham and Flower, which has been bought out and now has a new name, and I forget what it is.
All right. Have the trustees had an opportunity to review the bills?
Yes.
All right, any further discussion on the bills?
One quick question, you didn't back out the check that I gave you?
No, I did not. I voided the check in both the receipt and the packet, but it's on my desk. I did not back it out of the report. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, any further discussions or questions? Moved by Anidra, is there a second to approve the payment of bills?
Second.
Jim? Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Jim?
Yes.
Crystal?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Anidra?
Yes.
And Terry is a yes. All right, by 5-0, it is approved for payment of bills. Financial report, Ms. Karen Carey.
Okay, you have the latest balances for our funds before you. I have one bill for Republic Services, invoice 0237 minus 9237656 for $16,079.26. They need to be able to pay that.
All right. Been moved by the treasurer to pay the bills to Republic, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Anidra, any further discussion? I did go to Republic, had an open house today, I went out there.
You did?
Republic had an open house at the landfill.
Crap, I missed that.
But, all right, no further discussions? Roll call vote. Jim?
Yes.
Crystal?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Anidra?
Yes.
Terry? Yes. That motion passes 5-0 to pay the treasurer's bill. Right now we'll move into reports. Fire chief? I thought I seen that.
Yeah, I'm
Gotcha.
here, over here.
All right.
I kind of moved a little bit. June 24th, June, we had 11 calls for medical. We had 2 assists, 2 trees down, a wire down. We were called off on a call there. We had 3 investigations, 1 PDA, and 1 mutual aid with 22 runs. That's what we had. Just to let you know that we got the hose and stuff all in, so we're putting that on the truck last night.
Thank you, Roger. And there's a point of order, we missed correspondence, so we'll back up and go to correspondence. We did receive a letter from the treasurer stating her desire to resign at a date in the future, and we'll cover that later.
Excuse me,
Any other
Mr. Chairman.
correspondence? Hearing none.
I just don't see it in here, is it in here?
Her resignation letter?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe it is.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, is there a way to get the Wi-Fi back on?
No, we just shut it off, Crystal. It's completely off. Nobody can get on.
Is there a way to reset the Wi-Fi?
Try resetting the router.
Our audience is disappointed.
Roger.
This is an interruption of the meeting. The building facility manager is here, and he's the one that handles that. It has nothing to do with me.
It was not looking
So,
We are publicly broadcasting the meeting.
the we is you, and I understand that. All right, moving on to Parks and Rec. Is there anybody here who'd like to make a comment from Parks and Rec? I got an email from Mary Beth. She said they have nothing for this meeting.
Okay, that's all I see.
Code Authority, Jim?
Update, July 1st, we go back to the South Point and be online for meeting. Compliment, not compliment, compliment. And actually, it's working very well. We have a new secretary in the office. She's still learning. After 17 years, the previous one moved on, got new jobs, and there's a lot of things that the new one has to learn, because you're dealing with all the permits, and now we're going back to automatic permits in it. We're gonna change the hours of the office a little bit, from 9 o'clock to 3:30, which gives her a time to, like, she came in on Monday, there's 91 calls that had to be answered, so we looked at time zone there. And at the end of the day, 45 minutes to get the banking ready and get ready to gather up the money and put your files where you're supposed to go, instead of having public walk in at the last minute and need a permit. So we're gonna change the hour just a little bit, half an hour opening later and an hour closing at the end, instead of 4:30 to be 3:30. So just keep that in mind if you need a permit, but everything, July 1st, we're going back to the computers, and you go in there, and the computer will not let you go to the second stage if you missed the first one. It'll tell you what you have to provide it, even if you have to upload a picture, a drawing, or whatever you have to do. You have to, if you have a building permit, you need an Eclipse, zoning permit, okay, you need all that. It will not let you go any further, and then it totals everything up for you, and then the only challenge we're having is with our pay plan. We had 7 different pay programs trying to get us. The highest one was 9% on each one. We got it down to 3, thank goodness for that. But an automatic payment that way, just, now we got Isabella Bank is trying to melt the system together. So we're having fun with that kind of stuff.
Do you do Venmo?
Same day.
What's that again?
Venmo.
Jim?
Venmo is a payment plan. Do you use Venmo on that?
I don't think that's the one they chose.
Free service.
I think it's Samson or something like that. It's just so an odd name, but I haven't heard of it from it either, but,
Thank you.
we're still working on that one at this meeting.
It's gonna be the same day,
Anybody?
the same days,
The same date?
the same days, are you gonna be open?
Yes,
the
oh,
same
yeah,
days?
yeah, Monday through Thursday,
Monday.
Through Thursday.
And for the residents here, the important thing is to have the Z-clip, and the township office still sends it to code authority like they always have.
Yep.
But that'll get uploaded before they're allowed to get permits processed.
Correct.
Okay. All right, anything else, Jim?
Nope, meeting's on, just end of the month here. Let me look at my own calendar.
All right, next on the list will be the planning commission. I don't see Mark here. Would you like to make comments on upcoming planning commission activities, or?
Well, Mark said that he received a request about the special use permit update yesterday. And he said he was not aware that there was additional paperwork required. The planning commission passed the, special use permit for Scotland Oil Company. So,
I've been in touch with him and told him,
yeah, he copied me on the
yeah,
email.
I sent him a copy of the paper that he did not fill out, and he really needs, when one is submitted, he needs to contact us and say, is there any additional paperwork? Because for Scotland Oil, they went to all the trouble of having 5 sets of color photographs of what they planned to do, that no one ever came and got. And for the new one for McPherson, we have plans. There's no way they can be scanned. So he needs to,
He said he does not see a spot.
Oh,
McPherson is ZBA.
Oh,
So
Finney,
when we're
sorry.
talking about this, the application is attached. He does not see a spot for further planning commission approval. If he needs to, please let him know. He sent
and
me
I
this
sent it to him
on
today.
May 13th. I understand, but he sent you this initial communication on May 13th. So,
Well, I got it today, so.
right, because he responded to the one that was sent on the 10th, which was yesterday.
It was just turned in.
Yep.
Did we get a payment for the?
Yes, I went back through the books and found that we did get a payment for Scotland Oil.
All right. What about, any updates on where we're going with the master plan or the capital improvement plan updates?
As far as I know, we were in discussions about it, and I think research is being conducted by the committee members
Okay.
on that.
All right, thank you very much. Anything else? Hearing none, we'll move on to the ZBA. We got Mr. Tim Dana here, our chair. Sir, you got any report?
We have a meeting scheduled for the 27th of June for the Seventh-day Advent Church. also have one scheduled for the 10th of July for McPherson.
All right, thank you very much. I'm also pleased to report that it's my understanding that some ZBA got to attend some of the MTA conferences and stuff, the educational series.
Yes.
Yeah, 4 members went.
That's
I
awesome.
just said, we missed the Gerstacker letter, maybe Crystal wants to address that in your packet?
I think that's later.
It was in the packet, do you wanna talk about it, Crystal?
It's under old business,
Oh, I
fire
know.
department.
It's on there, okay, all right.
Thanks, Jim, no, I appreciate that.
Point of order is identified and appropriately handled. All right, next on the agenda, and nothing else coming from the ZBA?
Nope, that's it for right now.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda is candidates for office, and, between Dennis, Art, and Kathy, anyone who would like to go first? Art?
Sure.
We get, the township has agreed to 3 minutes.
I don't think I'll take that long, guys. Many of you know who I am. My name is Art Peters, lived in Edenville, gosh, now just about 10 years. I'm running for supervisor. A number of us have banded together and formed what we call a slate of candidates that will be running together. Really, to do a couple things. Kind of hard to do that. We really believe, number one, fiscal responsibility is important, that folks are gonna be all hit very heavily with these assessments and whatnot. We're trying to bring the lakes back. So our goal as a group would be to try to manage spending and keep any sort of assessments to a minimum, even explore ways, maybe lowering them if possible. That said, we also believe in trying to act in a more civil and open and transparent fashion. We very much would also like to make sure that our fire department is adequately funded and staffed through not only equipment but training. We would also say that our roads need to be maintained with that, and that the business of the township be operated in a way that is efficient. That means we've got good trash collection, recycling collection, the elections run smoothly, and general support for any sort of public comments or interactions. So I ask you very much to consider me for your candidate and ask for your vote on August 6th.
Thank you, Art. Next would be,
I'll go next.
all right. Dennis,
Sorry.
you were first
You
on the
know,
agenda.
honestly, I'm listening to Art, and he's got a bunch of valid points. It's almost exactly what I'm thinking we should be doing. What I really think needs to be done, and I don't know how it can be done, I'm not on the board, I don't know all the particulars. We gotta find another way to get more money for these assessments. These assessments are ridiculous. I'm not affected by them, but it still bothers me that people are gonna have to pay as much money as they do for these assessments on their property taxes. What is it, some people up to $3,000 a year? How are people gonna afford that? I'm just saying, there's gotta be another way. I'm sure you guys have explored just about everything at your disposal. I don't have any answers right now. But that really needs to be explored, and maybe we can find another way. Oh, I'm sorry, my name's Dennis Strauss. Running for trustee. When I get talking, sometimes it's hard to get me to shut up. When people tell me to shut up, I just shut up immediately. Forget about that. Foghorn Leghorn. But, yeah, that's what I got to say. But, yeah, I agree with a lot of stuff Art says.
All right, thank you, Dennis. And then next would be, Ms. Peters.
Yes. I'm gonna step right up here and be very brief. I'm Kathy Peters, and I'm running for Edenville Treasurer. And I look forward to putting my skills and abilities to work for the Edenville residents. That's all. My husband covered it well.
What skills do you have, just out of curiosity?
I was going to present that
We
during
really
the.
shouldn't make this a question and answer.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. You can talk to her afterwards.
Okay.
Now, is there any alibis? Does anybody
My
that's
next.
running for office? Have you changed your mind? Would you like to speak for 3 minutes?
Well, I'm not sure what you're requiring me to do, but if I'm allowed to speak as a candidate. Dennis had 2 turns, I'll take 1. Go ahead.
Time.
Okay, and my name is Tammy Moody, for anyone who hasn't met me. I see some new faces here. And Dennis, that'll answer your question a little bit about Kathy. There's a flyer that gives you some of her qualifications. There's also a card here that can direct you to a Facebook page that will give you some more background information. I'm sure, Jeanette, you're already on the page, but there you go. About some of our concerns and why we have a slate of candidates. Really, the reason, would you like to pass these out for me? The reason that I wanted to speak was about my signs that are being stolen. I really just wanted to say something about that. I ordered 100 signs that cost me, I don't know, $600 or $700, very expensive. I've never campaigned for anything in my life. I've never had a sign made, but they're beautiful signs, I thought. The lady at the printer designed them for me. I can't take credit. But as soon as I put them out, they get stolen. Imagine that. Pulled right out of the ground by men in big Ford pickup trucks. So I'm not sure who's stealing them. I saw somebody that looked really a lot like somebody I know in a truck the other day that was getting out to pull my sign until he saw me coming down the road. They didn't stay to say hi, but I can't say for sure who he was because it was quite a distance away and I wasn't sure he had the ball yet pulled down. But I will say this. On August 6th, there's a primary election, and those 100 signs that I had made, very expensive signs, are useless after that. Because on August 6th, the people in Edenville Township will decide if myself or Anitra Lewis is going to serve as your clerk for the next 4 years. And I said to myself when I had these beautiful signs made, what am I going to do with these signs on August 6th? 100 big signs. And then the other day when I was on social media, I saw Zena, the German Shepherd from West Branch. Does anybody know Zena?
1 minute.
Zena is a German Shepherd who has been on the loose, twice captured and now back on the loose in West Branch. She's become a little bit of a celebrity up there. And I saw a picture of the trapper who was out, and I'm interested because I just got done doing this in Hope Township, trapping a dog. The lady who's trapping her is using cardboard to line the trap so that Zena can't really see that she's going into a trap. And lo and behold, there on the trap was this big senator for Congress or something, signs, and I thought, well, here you go. I'm gonna line animal cages with my signs after August 6th. So I just have this to say, for all the people and friends of people who are stealing my signs, you're really just stealing from the animals, the cats and dogs that are out there that need help. So, thank you very much. August 6th is the primary. I hope you vote. My name is Tammy Luty, L-U-T-Y.
Thank you, Tammy. That was perfect. Time. All right. Is there any other person running that would like to speak at this time?
I just do it during public comment, unless we're going into that now. That's usually where it's.
We're gonna roll into it, but
Okay.
they did a special agenda item for candidates for elective office. So I'm gonna decline at this time.
Me too.
Sure, I'll decline as well.
Jim?
I'm running for candidate. Okay, trustee.
All right. Okay, having no further comments from candidates for office, we'll move on to public comment. Residents and individuals may have at least 1 3-minute opportunity to address the board. State your name and address for the record, but it's not a requirement to speak.